Maxon made a big splash announcing fluid simulations in Cinema 4D, Adobe dropped dynamic text for Photoshop, and a grease pencil style tool arrives for Unreal Engine. It's Motion Mondays, and it looks like everyone's pretty excited about fluids coming to Cinema 4D. Well, almost everybody. Adobe just dropped Photoshop 26.8, and the star of the show is the new dynamic text system that was teased a couple weeks back. So this thing's pretty cool. You drag a rectangle, you hit the dynamic text button, and your text automatically resizes and fills the space. You can even swap fonts on the fly, and everything dynamically adjusts and flows super perfectly. And there's word gap and line adjustment controls too, which is super useful for dialing things in. And they also improved their select subject tool for more precise detection around complex edges, plus added support for AVIF and JPEG XL file formats. Fortunately, it seems like manual kerning will still be a thing, which I feel is like kind of a rite of passage for a designer anyways. You can download the Photoshop update today and start laying out some type. Now, one of the biggest weaknesses in markerless mocap has always been hands, and MoveAI just announced Dex, their solution for significantly improved hand and finger tracking. And this is actually huge because fingers specifically are notoriously difficult to capture without markers. They've also rolled out new desktop apps for Windows, Mac, and Linux, plus an editor in beta where you can fine-tune the motion input data. So that editor feature closes a big gap that MoveAI was missing before. So before, whenever you recorded Move 1 mocap, you were just kind of stuck with whatever data came out. Now you can actually go in and clean things up. So for anyone doing character animation or needing to mocap your hands doing the what up shakas, this update's for you. You can find out more information in the description below. Time for some school motion news. We're just about to hit the 1,500 member milestone, and our incredible teaching assistants have completed, just about 5,000 critiques this year. No biggie. But seriously, being a part of our all access community has really become one of the most inspiring parts of my day. It's been super fun to see everyone actively supporting each other and helping each other with questions. And we also host multiple exclusive live events each month with portfolio reviews and workshops led by industry leaders, with our next one coming up on June 26th. But here's the big news. Today, we dropped our brand new course, Premiere for Motion Designers, taught by the dinosaur superfan, Kyle Hamrick. It's gonna be packed with everything you need to know to master editing. We're talking how to create better animatics, edit audio and music, and incorporate footage into motion products. Because let's face it, if you're still editing in After Effects, what are you doing? It's 2025, people. Head on over to schoolofmotion.com/all access for all the details. And if you got a team of 3 or more, hit us up about our special team training packages. All the links to that are in the description. Next up, Virtuall Pro is a cloud-based 3D collaboration workspace that's kind of like Notion, but specifically built around 3D workflows. Now, what caught our attention is how you can inspect 3D models and leave notes right in the browser. You can check wireframes, look at UVs, check out the shading with matte caps, all without downloading a single file. So if you're working with a 3D model and they send you something questionable, you can actually write notes directly in that browser and type up any comments you have. Now, it also has AI text to 3D and image to 3D generation built in, but when I tested it, my results were, let's just say, artistic. Missing arms, weird faces, the usual AI 3D struggles, but AI aside, this could be a really useful tool for teams that need to critique and iterate on 3D models. The fact that it runs entirely in the browser and supports all the major 3D file formats make it pretty accessible for studios that don't want to deal with software installations and any compatibility headaches. You'll find the link to learn more about this in the description below. Next up, RealityScan finally dropped their big 2.0 update, and it's packed with big updates for anyone doing photogrammetry work. The headline feature is the AI masking, which automatically separates your subject from the background during capture. And they've also improved image alignment for more consistent models, especially on surfaces with minimal features. Plus, they added aerial LiDAR support for combining aerial imagery with terrestrial data to create orthographic projections and maps. The best part, RealityScan's free for students, educators, and developers making under $1 million annually. So you can find a link to that in the description below. Now, this next story is super interesting. There's a tool called Odyssey from the Praxanos team in France that brings 2D animation workflows directly into Unreal Engine. It's basically like having grease pencil inside of Unreal Engine, which is pretty wild when you think about it. You can do texture painting, create storyboards, and even draw directly on 3D scenes for previs and layout work. And just the fact that you can just draw on a plane and have it integrate with Unreal's lighting and rendering pipeline opens up some pretty interesting possibilities. It's free on the Fab Store too, which makes it definitely worth experimenting with. Give it a go and let us know what you think. Now on to cool work from around the interwebs. First up, we got this gorgeous opening piece from Zalvaz Oliveira and Cesar Furtado for the 2025 Atlas Festival in Lisbon. It's all about digital overload and its impact on identity and connection, rendered in this super gritty film noir aesthetic with ASCII art elements that represent digital abstraction. The black and white treatment makes everything feel really cold and disconnecting, which perfectly matches the theme. It's a really smart use of visual language to convey this message. Then there's this slick work from Los York for the NBA 2025 Finals. They're a Santa Monica-based studio, and this piece just nails the lighting treatment, especially how the 3D ball integrates with those 2.5D kind of shapes. And it's got this really nice illustrative quality, but with dramatic, harsh lighting that just kind of makes everything pop. And the outline work and abstract shapes create this perfect balance between graphic design and like 3D rendering. It's super, super cool. And I always love showing non-traditional stuff, so check out Vuibon's work where they're compositing 3D elements onto physical objects using Blender. You know, it looks like it's AR, but it's all done in post, and it's so convincing they actually have to tell people these aren't real products that you can buy. So they have a lot of retro stuff from Mega Man cartridges to retro game setups on their desk. This artist is really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with Blender's compositing tools. Just really cool creative work. Next up, Blur Studio created an entire episode of Amazon Prime's Secret Level using only Unreal Engine, and the results are pretty incredible. The Unreal Tournament episode showcased what's possible with metahumans, Lumen, blueprints, and movie render queue. And what's impressive is that this doesn't look like a game cutscene at all. The atmospheric lighting from Lumen and the overall rendering quality rivals traditional CG work. Now, they did do some post-processing work in Nuke to add real-world camera characteristics like barrel distortion and lens flaring, but this feels like a major proof of concept that real-time game engines can handle episodic content at broadcast quality. And for motion designers, it's yet another sign that learning Unreal Engine isn't just about games anymore. It's becoming a legit option for all kinds of content. So be sure to check out our course that Jonathan Winbush teaches to learn more about Unreal Engine. And now the big news everybody's been waiting for. Fluids are finally inside of Cinema 4D. That's right. Maxon dropped Cinema 4D 2025.3 and Redshift 2025.5 with liquid simulations that look seriously impressive. We're talking wine, honey, lava, all that good viscous stuff that used to require a trip to Houdini or X Particles. They also added UDIM support so you can finally stop faking that multi-tile UV layout, plus texel density tools for consistent texture resolution. But here's something kind of interesting. They added AI search to the asset browser, which I believe is the first use of AI in Cinema 4D outside of the AI Redshift denoiser. So you kind of feed an image into it and it filters out all the assets that could help you achieve that type of look. So if you show it a photo of a fruit in a bowl, it's going to bring up relevant materials and models. So what do you think? Are you excited about liquids coming to Cinema 4D or UDIMs? Drop a comment. Love to hear your thoughts. Now on to our student of the week, and this week we're highlighting Gauthier Bossuy for their slick rendition of Cinema 4D Basecamp's Inner Spielberg lesson. Now this is all about using camera movement for product visualization, and Gauthier absolutely nailed it. The match cuts and the continuation of movement across cuts are really smooth, and the dramatic lighting creates some really awesome reflections, and the edit's super tight to the audio track as well. It's always fun to see the wide variety of work that comes from our assignments, so congrats on a job well done, Gauthier. Next up, Wacom just announced a Cintiq 16 and Cintiq 24 models, plus a Cintiq 24 Touch with 10-finger multi-touch support. The big upgrade is the new Wacom Pro Pen 3, which is fully customizable. You can adjust the grip, button layout, and weight distribution to match your preferences. They've also reduced parallax and bumped up the resolution to 2.5K, and the models are slimmer and lighter than previous generations, and they're ditching physical express keys for virtual ones. They're going to be available mid-July, so if you've been waiting to upgrade your drawing setup, this just might be the time. And finally, Feather just won an Apple Design Award in the Visuals and Graphics category, which is pretty awesome recognition for their unique 3D drawing approach. So if you haven't tried it, Feather lets you draw on 2D planes that exist in 3D space, kind of like Grease Pencil. And they also announced their roadmap for Feather 2.0 coming in Q4 of 2025, which will replace their engine with Metal for better Apple hardware optimization. The big features everyone's been waiting for are finally coming: bucket fill tools, 3D brush customization, and improved selection tools, including Lasso Select. And at $14.99, it's definitely worth checking out if you want to experiment with drawing in 3D space on your iPad. And that is it for this edition of Motion Mondays. Remember to head to our site to learn more about our brand new Premiere for Motion Designers course exclusively on All Access. All right, now I hope your week goes swimmingly and you keep that creative flow going. Are any of these liquid puns making a splash? I bet you're just drowning in dad jokes. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'll see you next time, and have an awesome Monday.